Hi there, my name is Randy Fay. I'm one of the maintainers of the DDEV project, and I want to give you a quick view today about how to use DDEV Share with TYPO3 CMS. It's pretty easy and have some new techniques for you in some situations. So first of all, let's just take a look at a simple project that we have here. This is just the Camino theme. So let's do a DDEV launch and take a look at what it looks like. It's the Camino theme. Normal DDEV.site project works. We can use the TYPO3 backend just fine, and everything is fine. So that's good. Now let's try a DDEV share with it. So let me point out that in our TYPO3 sites, config sites Camino config.yaml, we have the base being a slash, which could be also slash Camino, which I think is the default, but I'm just having it point at the root and it works fine. So it already works normally. I can also do a DDEV share with it, and it'll give me a URL here that anybody in the world can use right now. So there it is. You see that it's not a DDEV.site URL, and I can use the backend, and it'll work fine as well. So that's all good. That's the situation when we have the config.yaml being a path in the base. But if you have a project that has the URL wired into it, it's not the same. So if we go typo3 demo.ddev.site here, and let's do stop that share. I'm going to do a cache flush, and DDEV is going to work fine with that. So there's everything working fine with DDEV. But now, if I do a DDEV share, this URL has trouble. And what's going on here is that this URL is being fed through to TYPO3, and TYPO3 says, well, that's not what's in my config.yaml. So here's our situation, and we have told TYPO3 with its excellent multi-site capability that this is the one that it's looking for, and it says, well, that's not the one I got. So with this situation, if you have this, there's a pretty easy way around this, and we can work our way around it with DDEV's post-share or pre-share hooks. So let's just take a look at that. So this is TYPO3's config.yaml, and I want to take a look at DDEV's config.yaml. So here's our DDEV config.yaml, and what we're going to do is take and use these pre-share hooks to change temporarily our config.yaml to just use the path. So for each, so this is a pre-share hook, and in the pre-share hook, we're going to change each of the config.yamls temporarily. We make a backup of them, and then we're going to remove the explicit URL from them. So right now, we have an explicit URL, and the pre-share hook will change that for us. So it's going to go through and change it, and then the post-share hook, when we exit the share, will finish that. And you see that it does a TYPO3 cache flush in the pre-share hook for us. So here I am. I'm going to do this again. I'll do the DDEV share, and that is going to edit the TYPO3 config.yaml. And so we can actually see that it's been edited here. Here it is. It changed it and removed the URL from it temporarily, and it did the cache flush. So Now it's working fine, and anybody in the world that I want to collaborate with, a client or a coworker or anybody else that I want to be able to look at this, can use this, and both the front end and the back end work. And then if I Control C to end the DDEV share, then it has cleaned up and gone back to the original version here. So here we are showing it back at the original version. So that's the whole scoop. There are fancier ways to do this and different ways to do it. The easiest thing is not to have to do the hooks at all, just to have your base path on there. But you can also use a reserved domain, and that'll work. You can use a reserved domain. You can use the excellent B13 host variants to explicitly specify the shared domain. There's other things you can do, but the bottom line is this isn't very hard. You can set the base, you can use a path for the base, or you can use pre-share hooks here and post-share hooks to clean it up and temporarily change it. So that's the scoop. I hope that works for you, and we'll have all the details in the associated blog post as well.